Before you rage as a wrestling fan at the comments that I'm about to read from Conor McGregor, note he is the greatest marketing genius when it comes to the hype. WWE gave Brock Lesnar to UFC. We're probably getting Conor McGregor in the WWE, and this is why it's going to be fucking awesome. Here we go. This is what he actually said. What's the main guy? John Cena? He's 40. He's 40 years of age. He's walking around in a luminous orange shirt and a headband talking about nobody can see him. We can see him right there. He's a big, fat, 40-year-old failed Mr. Olympia motherfucker. That is the greatest line I have ever heard promoting something. Now, if you're really upset, if you're still bothered by his comments a week or two ago, basically, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Conor McGregor, UFC champion. He recently suffered his first loss to Nate Diaz, and ever since then, things have kind of gone awry. At UFC 200, he was supposed to face him, but instead of facing him, he didn't go on press tour, so UFC pulled it. And in makeshift fashion, UFC got Brock Lesnar to fill in to make the biggest pay-per-view for UFC essentially a big buy. Now, after that pay-per-view, the very next day, they were sold for $4 billion. What a favor WWE gave by letting Brock Lesnar show up. Now, let's be honest. Letting Brock, he probably would have just fucking did it anyway, but that's not the point. So the first time Conor McGregor misses a fight, gets the most promotion in the world, saying he's going to retire because he's done with the media, he just wants some time to himself, it goes over huge. Like I said, they sold for $4 billion. Now, did Conor McGregor specifically do that? No. But the resurgence of superstars, of talent, and I say superstars because in the world of MMA and UFC, they have superstars. In the WWE, we pretty much have John Cena. We have a lot of main event talent, such as Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, etc. But on the level of notoriety of guys such as Conor McGregor, Brock Lesnar in the UFC, women fighters like Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate, they're more household names. Now, here's the thing. Conor McGregor is an absolute genius. What better way, after your first stunt, you pull a retirement angle just to get out of the fight or, do what you have to do because you didn't want to promote, similar to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar wants to show up, do his shit, and go home. Doesn't want to do anything else. That's it. Well, Conor wanted some time to himself. Now he's calling out the WWE. And why do you do that, you might ask? Why would I, as a UFC fighter who's in a real professional sport that you can legitimately die doing, I mean, you could die doing WWE as well. I mean, it's happened. But in the UFC, you are fighting for your life. In WWE, you're fighting for your life if a move goes wrong or something isn't choreographed or planned right. In the UFC, it's very dangerous. Now, WWE is dangerous too, and I'm not going to put anything on about anything being fake. I know a lot of people from the UFC are going to say, well, that's fake crap in the WWE. It's entertainment, just like if you were the kind of person that says wrestling's fake but then love Walking Dead. The only time I've ever seen a fucking zombie was the guy on bath salts who chewed somebody's face off. So Walking Dead's fake. Get over it. But that's not the point. He calls out a bunch of wrestling fans. And you'd ask yourself, why would he do that? He's fighting at UFC 203, 202. I don't actually remember which one it is. Is it 203? No, it's 202. So ahead of his rematch for 202. What better way to call out WWE fans? Because what is that going to accomplish? You essentially called out huge amounts of people. WWE has already had Brock Lesnar go over, possibly working on a cross-promotion. We had Ronda Rousey at the WrestleMania the 1 year, really kind of entwining. WWE says UFC is not competition. I think they have to say that, or else you have to then look at the numbers, $4 billion versus $1 billion company. Big difference. Not going to jump in on that. But when you look at it, Conor McGregor calling out WWE fans, if you are a WWE fan and you're a hardcore wrestling fan and you protect this business to your dying breath, if you're that guy that when somebody says wrestling's fake, you open up a can of whoop-ass, of audio whoop-ass delivered to your tweaked earbuds, if you know what that reference is to, every single week. If you talked about, let's say you had an impression of about 500,000 WWE fans. Ric Flair tweeted about it. You had pretty much everybody talking about it. WWE even covered Conor McGregor's comments with Catherine Kelly on WWE's YouTube channel. And calling WWE fans or WWE the superstars pussies and dweebs, absolute dweebs. He said these WWE guys, they're not right in the head, some of them. The new age wrestlers are dweebs, absolute dweebs. He did praise people like Vince McMahon, Ric Flair, Stone Cold, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now, Conor McGregor did kind of get the personality from the wheeling, dealing, limousine riding. I'm not going to do it. Ric Flair. You take a personality, you make it into your own, you make it a big deal, you make it must see. As a fighter, and this is where people have to realize, you can go in and fight for a paycheck, but once your fighting career is over, it's over. You want to make the most money. This is a business decision. This is like Brock Lesnar. If you're getting a cut of the sales, if you're doing this, what better way instead of being the guy that doesn't do anything? Like in WWE, you're constricted to WWE. UFC, you're a contracted fighter. He can kind of spout off like he did, and look what happened. If 500,000 people saw the impressions from Conor McGregor, 500,000 fans, if 10% of those people, just 10%, just think about that. Out of 500,000 people, all right, you have 10% of them. 5,000 people buy that pay-per-view. That pay-per-view probably runs anywhere, $54? That's $270,000 of box office revenue that he would have generated from that pay-per-view. If Conor McGregor gets a cut of that, let's say, I don't know if he actually gets this cut. I'm just kind of making this up in my head. Let's say he, $27,000 of that. Boom. He's already probably getting paid well over $1 million, but it's adding to his bank account, and he's a marketing genius. This is kind of like big budget movies. They spend over $100 million promoting a movie. You had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson recently make comments or throw some shade at Vin Diesel because there's controversy right now between The Rock and Vin Diesel. So if you're going to be promoting Fast 8 and you're trying to get Fast 8 in people's minds to start thinking about it, and there might have been legitimate on-set disputes because Vin Diesel is a producer, Rock, is an actor. He's, pretty professional. He's on time. People have said Vin Diesel has been late, been a little bit, kind of hard to work with as of late. So the crew took The Rock's side a little bit. And the shade that he kind of threw up, he just posted on the Instagram post praising everybody that works with, but there's some people that just don't work. Well, what happened? From a simple Instagram post and a tweet, TMZ and all major news outlets covered it. Again, with no budget spent whatsoever on marketing a fight. If UFC is going to drop down millions in commercials, why would you do that if you can have a guy like Conor McGregor, a guy who embellishes or takes that Ric Flair persona and just kind of elevates it and just really just doesn't give a fuck about anybody, and that gets it over. If that puts the fight at a point where you're getting more eyeballs in front of it, if it can take a simple tweet, he accomplished exactly what he was trying to do. If you're one of the people defending it, now, some people have said that maybe Ric Flair and WWE, they're fully in on this. They know what Conor McGregor is doing. I personally, as a joke, thought this seems like the work of Paul Heyman. This seems like a Paul Heyman looking for Larry agency, perfectly executed marketing plan going into WrestleMania 33. This sounds like, how did Paul Heyman get his contract? He came up with the greatest fucking idea ever. It's going to work. It made UFC money. It made WWE money. Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar make off. Now, like I said, that's complete speculation, and I probably don't actually believe it myself. But a war of words between Conor McGregor and Paul Heyman would be pretty awesome. You could see the UFC invasion with Chael Sonnen, which some people thought Chael Sonnen would come in and be an announcer, analyst, some sort of type like that. We've had guys come in the past. You have people that are in UFC or former UFC or MMA fighters, Tom Riddle, Tom Lawler, and Matthew Riddle, the guys in Evolve. Well, possibly could be working with WWE down the line, right? You could have a pretty big MMA invasion angle in this new era because it doesn't always have to be about the wrestling because WWE is entertainment. The same way that wrestling fans defend the fact that others say wrestling is fake, you have to defend yourself as it's a show. It is about wrestling, but at the same time, it's entertainment. Now, Big Show versus Shaquille O'Neal on the WrestleMania card may not be that interesting to you. You may look at that and go, great. Well, but if Shaquille O'Neal represents an audience that's not currently involved in the WWE, you're missing out on kind of the marketing point. Exactly like Conor putting out a tweet baiting WWE fans to get him to buy. If the people that are Shaq fans would have never thought to watch WWE if it wasn't for Shaq being a part of it, he's now bringing in new people. We may just see it as, oh, Big Show, God, he's getting his match. Maybe it's his go-home match. I think it's great. I think cross-promotion is good. I think a match like this, maybe you have Brock Lesnar or Conor McGregor go at it. Now, in this match, when you're going to see the end, I kind of thought of a safe way to keep Conor McGregor looking strong. He's taken so many German suplexes. He's taken F5s. He still won't stay down. And eventually, Brock gets the, well, I'm not going to spoil it just yet. You'll have to wait and find out. But Conor McGregor, in my mind, is a genius. When you look at the marketing plan, when you look at from a business perspective, you can put out a tweet and set the world on fire. You can do one little thing. That's where you create that insider term heat. That's where you create pissed off fans. And if even a small portion of the pissed off fans buy that UFC pay-per-view, if one person buys that pay-per-view, Conor McGregor accomplished what he set out to do. Now, obviously, you want more than one sale, but you definitely want to push it. And I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Conor McGregor got a portion of that $4 billion, because Conor McGregor is an absolute genius in this day and era. Conor McGregor knows how to push people's buttons. So as a WWE fan, I welcome this. More eyeballs on the product, more people coming over. WWE is now officially is being covered by ESPN. They set up WWE on ESPN. They have writers. The first article was kind of a puff piece on WWE. It seems like they were kind of writing the articles themselves, but they're covering it on ESPN. That is a big deal. They have somewhat of a working relationship with UFC. That is a big deal. WWE Cruiserweight Classic, big deal. Brand split, big deal. Promotion of that is a huge deal, because not only did Conor McGregor piss off 500,000 fans, how many UFC fans go, well, they're dweebs. Well, let me go check out those dweebs. And how many of them are going to check out SummerSlam? That's why I think Conor McGregor knows exactly what the hell he's doing. I applaud it and welcome it, because in this new era, kayfabe may be dead, and we may know behind the curtain, or we think we do, but at the end of the day, it's entertainment, and what he did was pretty damn entertaining. So that'll wrap it up, guys. My name is Tubby. You can follow me at Tubby on YouTube, right here on TubbyMu.com, or you can follow me on my Twitter at TubbyMu. If you want to get a WrestleCrate, by the way, you can go over, get a WrestleCrate, sign up, use code BEYOND, save 10% on your very first crate. And until next time, it's your boy Tubby, and we will see you all later.